It's the SpongeDudes. Back to talk about SpongeBob. This episode is Valentine's Day and the paper.
Good Lord.
So, I don't have anything else to add to it besides what I just said.
Well, I'll see y'all next week. No, I'm just kidding.
All right, well, Quater Tot here.
It's me, Tommy.
It is me, Noah.
I have a cold.
Not the suds. We need the soap injector.
We need the soap injector.
There we go. Now we're talking. Let's reference things that people can't understand. Perfect.
Yeah.
Uh,
Yeah,
Reference.
Chad doesn't know.
You're not even supposed to be here.
I'm supposed to be here.
so much fucking shit on me.
What does this do for the greater good?
I don't know. I thought it was interesting.
Anyway, let's
Joke is, there's a guy in here. That's the new prank.
You know what? That'll work.
That'll work.
let's talk about SpongeBob. The plot synopsis is it's Valentine's Day and SpongeBob has made an extra special Valentine for his best friend in the world, Patrick Star. Disaster strikes when the present doesn't show up as planned and Patrick feels snubbed. And disaster then also ensues after that.
Yep.
Yeah, I just want to say, it starts out with these really horrible, low effort, transitions to him giving out hearts to people in Bikini Bottom, like Squidward pointing Mrs. Puff, who causes to crash a car. I guess it's more on her. But the episode just starts out so poorly.
He is sprinting alongside the car, though, with Mrs. Puff.
And that doesn't faze her at all.
Yeah,
It's
when he went to Patrick's and he's playing with a rock and he's like, "Hey, Patrick," and he's like, "SpongeBob, is that you?" Talking to the rock, and it was just so infuriating.
Patrick is so simple all the time, especially in season 1. He can't understand anything.
He has few moments of clarity.
Well, this episode really pushes it over the edge for me. Sure, later in the episode it gets funny again, but the beginning I was not here for it.
It really was apparent that it was a kid's show for the first 5 minutes. It was pretty fucking annoying.
Yeah.
But,
We always watch in a group, and we all collectively groaned. We're like, one of these, huh?
yep. A little too much SpongeBob.
Yeah, and it transition to transition, it gets really. It's so cheap. He's going to Sandy's, and you can already see her drawn in, just standing and waiting, just frozen in time, and it feels so cheap.
Awkward. Yeah.
Hi.
So we're not going to go step by step this episode. We're just going to talk about the bits that we wrote down, took notes on as we go along.
I actually don't mind. Sorry to jump in. I don't mind the
What is this
shitty
new format?
animations.
I don't like this. It's different.
Oh
I'm
no.
scared.
But yeah, I mean, I
This
don't mind
means, and I'm scared.
the shitty animations and stuff. I think they're funny sometimes. Just seeing the dudes in the back with their mouths open, just
I didn't mind the shitty transition of him dropping, or the Valentine's falling over the screen like a wipe. I don't mind that, but it just
But
there wasn't
yes,
any.
I do agree. It was a very big kids episode. This is the first episode where I was like, eh. Because I enjoy most of the early season because it's just stupid. It's great. But this episode, yeah, it drug on too
It
long.
pushes it.
Well, it's even more of a bit episode than even the Halloween episode, because I feel you can make a spooky episode and say it's Halloween. But this is you don't really see cartoons that do Valentine's Day. So
Yeah.
anyway, we get to the point where SpongeBob has talked to Sandy. He's given her whatever his gift is. I don't remember because it doesn't matter. And then he's like, "Is Patrick's gift ready?"
You do remember he blows her a chocolate bubble and she opens up a compartment in her air dome bubble and it sucks it in and just doesn't die.
And we made a joke about what if she decompressed all at once right there?
Just dies.
Her brain just got sucked in. Yeah.
Just gets crushed.
So then SpongeBob goes over his plan, like to give Patrick his gift, which is like he blows it in bubble form, in chocolate bubble form, and we get that really cool music, the bass line, the bum bum dun 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 dun, and SpongeBob is doing his cool like man voice.
Yeah.
Yeah, the man voice is good. I think that music's to the Mermaid Man and Barnacle Boy music.
It
I wanna
is,
say.
it is.
I think,
It's
or
one
at
of
least it's
them.
when it got first introduced.
Yeah.
So, and the voice with it, that little.
It's also
bit-
the cops whenever the
Yeah.
police
Yeah,
walk up
yeah.
to. I think
Oh,
it's like
yeah.
anything that has to do with justice.
justice.
Justice, yeah.
So definitely the hall monitor episode then.
Yeah,
All
definitely.
monitor.
Yeah, dude. It's the best traffic guide ever.
So his plan is to take Patrick to the carnival, get him up on the Ferris wheel, and then Sandy will bring in the giant chocolate hot air balloon, basically, that he has blown for him. And so then he goes to meet up with Patrick, and that's when he like smashes the rock to make his Valentine or whatever. And he confuses the rock for SpongeBob because he won't turn around, which is a joke that actually happens again later in this episode. They devote a whole 30 seconds to him being like, I'm not going to turn around for anything. And I was like, God, how long is this going to go on for?
I was hoping for another 10 minutes.
Yeah, I was hoping for the rest of the next episode too.
This episode, I found to have like really good highs and really bad lows. Like when it's hitting, it's really good.
Wait, would
Like
you
when-
call it like a roller coaster? Like
Oh my
where they
holy
went?
shit! You
Like a Ferris wheel.
I set it up.
like a
and
Ferris
you knocked-
wheel.
Oh my god, Jack knocks it out of the
A hot
park.
air balloon.
Oh my
Made
god!
of chocolate.
Made of chocolate, being chased by
Watch
chocolate
out,
eating
scallops.
scallops.
See, the bad writing is actually good writing because it was intentional. Jetson
Yeah.
has a cold.
Excuse
He has
Jackson
the
while he dies.
signs.
Yeah, we got to
Jetson has the
inject him
signs.
with some soap.
Soap injector, and you're gonna burst at the seams with soap.
Yeah, the cactus.
Something doesn't feel right.
Split.
I'm gonna make a peanut butter and jelly sandwich on his feet. Feel better yet?
So they get to the car.
So they get to the carnival, and Patrick is trying to guess like what his gift is. Like he's been begging for it already, like on all fours. Like please give it to
Begging
me.
and begging.
Begging and begging for more. Begging and begging for more.
And at this point, then SpongeBob gives him like a quarter, and he's like, "A quarter? Is this my gift? I've always wanted a quarter."
Does this
Um,
paramecium know?
Which tells him he tells him to go get some cotton candy, and then he hawks down this cotton candy man in the background while SpongeBob is talking to Sandy. And that was a really good bit of that cotton candy man, like just sprinting away with Patrick just chasing him down.
He just immediately knew to run too.
Wouldn't you? If that pink
That's
chubby
true.
starfish was coming after you.
Oh, chubby pink starfish.
Yeah, and then he keeps guessing, like after he gets the cotton candy, is this tent for me? And then he's looking in the not microphone, not magnifying glass either, microscope. There we go, we got there.
Microscope.
And he says, "This paramecium is my gift." And I enjoyed that part too. That was pretty good.
That was good.
And then they get on the Ferris wheel, and then Sandy's like, "Hey, you got to go Plan B because these things are chasing me, and I'm not going to be able to
have a
deliver the
name.
gift."
They're scallops, sir.
They're chocolate eating scallops. Yes, we've already talked about it.
What?
Kind
No.
of. We glossed over it.
Come on, Tommy, you're there.
Keep up, Tommy. So she's
Gloss
like
over
whipping
you.
him off, and like karate kicking him. And they bite the balloon, and she's like, "It's going down." And so you think all hope is lost. SpongeBob is like, "I don't have a plan B, actually." So then he just offers his hand as a handshake to Patrick, which Patrick does. And then it just has this mad look on his face, like his brow is weighing really heavy, like Noah's. And then he's just sitting there pouting all
roast.
day.
God.
That's
Yeah,
why
like
his
a
camera's not
Neanderthal.
on.
Yeah, like a Nathan. Yeah, that one.
Or Noah.
Oh, you did the same thing I did.
I'm not going to be
That's
able
right,
to say that word.
guys. I don't have a camera because I am a Neanderthal.
Jesus
That's why.
Christ.
I'm just kidding.
He put a rock on top of
Bad
his
word.
computer. Yeah, he put a rock on top of his monitor and was like, "This a camera? Nope." And then we go into what I call the animal instinct Patrick, where he's like upset because he sees all these gifts that SpongeBob has given other people. He's kind of accepted his fate, like the handshake was his gift, but then he sees all these nice things SpongeBob's gotten other people, and he just goes animal instinct insane and starts tearing things apart.
Yeah.
Which we get a really nice bit, which has become a meme, which I'll say I haven't seen this episode before, or at least if I have, I don't remember, like either one of these two, where he rips this man in a heart suit in half. But I've seen that meme, and I had no idea where that was from. I don't know. I never cared to think about it, I guess.
That was the fucking best moment of the episode by far.
I enjoyed that part, yeah. What is it that he says when he rips him in half?
I defy you,
He just grabs him at the top of the two buns and just rips down. And there's just a little fish standing there. And then we get to the end of the episode where Sandy has made her grand entrance, where she's gathered the scallops somehow on string, and she's made them, whips them into bringing her over. And Patrick is like, I won't turn around, but SpongeBob's like, it's right behind you, your gift's here. And he's like, I can't turn around. And then he says, you can't make me. And then everyone tells him to do it. Then he's like, no. And that's about how long the joke goes on for. I'm not exaggerating. And then Sandy says, hey, and he goes, oh, hi, Sandy. And you're like, oh, there's the payoff for that joke, I guess, because he turned around and says hi to her. And he sees a chocolate balloon, and then he takes a bite out of it, which I don't know what SpongeBob expected him to do, and it explodes, and then that's the end of the episode.
Oh, don't forget, he said he wouldn't mind if he didn't get a gift.
Yeah, when he's in the chocolate, after it exploded, I wouldn't even mind if I didn't
get me anything.
Yeah.
What's the lesson?
Make sure you get your friend something really big and extravagant for Valentine's Day.
That's what I'm thinking. Good lesson.
You're in public and someone yells, there's a chubby pink starfish on the loose. You should run.
Oh, yeah.
Time.
Get away.
Get the hell out of there. I mean, truly, what? This episode's probably 11 minutes long, maybe 10.
Well, he does corner, not in relation to how long it is, but he does corner a group of people with SpongeBob. And then he's like, I want SpongeBob, and they throw him out, and then SpongeBob leave these people out of it. They didn't do anything, and he's like, they didn't get me anything either. And then they shower him with gifts. He's like, no, it's too late. And so he's about to tear everyone apart.
And I like how when Sandy gets there, they're not scared anymore. They're just like, yeah, we think you're stupid. Turn around.
Yeah. He goes
because the turnaround joke was funny.
Super Saiyan 3, and he's tearing everything apart. Yeah.
If you go Super Saiyan 3 in your ball, do you get hair?
I don't know. You have to ask. Well, Krillin can't, so I don't know. No.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
you get your hair.
He's not a Saiyan.
That's what I said. He can't.
No, you just said. Well, you didn't say he wasn't a Saiyan. You just said he can't.
You said he can't. I have to explain it to you, weebs. No,
Yeah.
if everyone has watched Dragon Ball Z, I don't have to explain it.
No, I don't think so.
You're explaining it for the audience. You can't assume that they've all seen it.
I'll break down every episode of Dragon Ball Z in the middle of breaking down every episode of SpongeBob. That's
Yes,
our new
we
thing.
stopped SpongeDudes. We're pivoting to Dragon Ball now.
No, we're still doing SpongeDudes. It's just in the middle of it. I'm going to do a quick breakdown of an episode of Dragon Ball Z as well.
So we'll do all the episodes and then we'll come back.
Perfect. But I'm going to do Super so that it's combined. Or not Super Kai, so it's combined. That way I can
Super
cut out some
Kai?
of the filler. Sure. I don't know what you said.
I was us looking at each other through the webcams.
I just waited to see if there's any reaction. I was like,
Yeah, we waited you out.
well, you won, I guess.
Valentine's
So
Day.
yeah, that's Valentine's Day. You guys have any questions? Anything that we skipped over? Any notes you had?
No, just the episode kind of was a.
It's like 3 good minutes.
Kind of felt like this episode was just let's put some images out there of SpongeBob and Valentine stuff so we can sell SpongeBob-themed Valentine's cards and lollipops and such, which there were quite a few of when I was a wee.
Oh, you're
lad.
right.
I was gonna say it worked. Yeah, I definitely had SpongeBob Valentine's at least 1 year.
Yeah, I bought them for myself. Yeah.
Speaking of lollipops, every time I see it, it just kind of chuckle to myself. Whenever we see a character eating a lollipop, they're always just like, their tongues like 2 feet out, and they're just.
I thought that's how you ate a lollipop because
Yeah, that's how I eat it.
Here's your lollipop.
I will say my
the
favorite
suds.
form of that is whenever they have it in their mouth and they pull it out and it's like larger than their head. Like there's no way that was inside their mouth. I prefer that to them like licking it like ice cream or whatever. I like that a lot.
It's like their mouth is open too, but their tongue is like 2 feet long.
Yeah, where it like wraps all the way around it. All right, well, I guess we'll move on then to the episode titled "The Paper." Whenever we come back.
I think
you know what
that's
else?
slightly lean.
Chips.
You know what else I
Ahoy
do
or-
equally? I throw away paper, just like Squidward does in the episode "The Paper" of SpongeBob.
Is it our sponsor?
You're lost because now I have your piece of paper, dude.
What are you gonna
See?
do with it?
Listen, I'm gonna.
It sounds like multiple pieces.
the mustache.
Hitler joke in a children's show. Thank you. So the paper, when Squidward discards what to him is a worthless gum wrapper, SpongeBob teaches him that one man's useless piece of paper can be another man's magical toy. Squidward is filled with envy and anger towards SpongeBob, who manages to have the time of his life with the scrap of paper.
Aye.
This was another one. When it started, I was like, I groaned. It took so long to get going, and Noah was like, because we were talking during it, and Noah was like, well, if you stop talking, I'll
I'm
watch
sorry,
the
that
episode.
was rude of me. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
But he wasn't
so-
wrong, because it did really pick up for me.
No,
that's
it
so
is
little
boring.
sips.
Yeah. The only part I like is how do you do that? And I don't remember this. Like as a child, I do not remember this episode. I
no,
remember
I
the Valentine's Day one, but yeah, I don't think I've ever seen this
I
one.
remember this one.
I actually
I don't
enjoyed it
remember
once it got
Valentine's
going.
at all.
I'll be honest. I
Even
laughed.
Nickelodeon's like, we're not fucking airing this.
This is shit.
Try again.
This shit not bussin'. They said that back in '99 or 2000
They
when it
still-
came out.
What's
Yeah.
the
2000,
moral of
actually.
the story for this one? Don't trade everything for a piece of paper.
Don't litter, obviously.
Oh, yeah.
No, I said this
Or
feels
your
like
neighbor.
a Greek myth. It really
Yeah.
does.
Yeah.
Like
Feels
it's
like a
an
god
envious
myth.
thing. I don't know. Like so, Squidward throws this piece of paper away. SpongeBob shows him how cool it is, and Squidward gets like it's the box episode, which is done way better than this episode. So it's like they recycled this episode to make the box episode. Because
What would have
when it
I
been
was-
think they
better
realized
about-
they could do better.
Well, it's
Well,
like
what
they
if-
packaged it with the Valentine's Day, so it only comes out once a year, versus the box you can show over and over again.
What would have been cool is if Patrick didn't crumple up the piece of paper but took it, and then he put the piece of paper inside the box instead of the picture of Sponge. You know,
That's
It's
some
a
too much
different box.
interconnectivity.
Yeah, it's a different
it's
box
just a
episode.
piece of paper, dude.
Do you guys think if SpongeBob didn't exist, that Squidward would be a good clarinet player?
No.
But like, it
I,
seems
I
like
think SpongeBob is what he can put his blame onto.
I mean, remember the first time we saw him play clarinet, though, he kind of did okay until SpongeBob started shitting on him, and then and from there on, it's just
But
gone.
the best we've ever heard him is because of the cheers SpongeBob and Patrick give him.
Yeah. The one
No, the
time.
best
like-
time he was
The
ever.
one time. The one time.
The best time was when SpongeBob was the clarinet and Squidward was playing.
Oh my god, yeah.
Because everybody loved. Or was it really the clarinet?
What is that beautiful music?
Why? Stop playing.
Beautiful music. Anyways.
Tell me what about the one for Peru again?
guys, we're not talking about that episode. Come on.
Yeah, that was last week.
It's
We're
a
not
better
allowed to talk
episode.
about
That's
last
why
We're
we're
talking,
doing
about
it.
this, we're talking about this really weird episode with a Hitler joke in it. Where he holds the paper up and says, "Look, I can do impressions." And then he does a German accent, but like a cartoon German accent. Not like, obviously not being Hitler, but like to us, obviously being Hitler.
Clayton, you should make the
Like a Lederhosen accent is what I would say.
clickbait for the thumbnail.
SpongeBob Hitler? Question mark.
Yes. We'll make millions.
We'll make millions. We'll double our viewership.
Featuring
So-
History Channel.
SpongeBob puts that piece of paper that Squidward throws away, like, to be a superhero. That one's a bad bit. But then he strips naked and wears it as a loincloth. I did like Jungle Pants whenever he summoned his jungle friends from the top of his pineapple.
It was insane.
He had a lot of things to say there, and it was all like different noises, and he became a dolphin head and a seal head. It was a pretty good bit. I enjoyed that.
Yeah.
Yeah, like again, like this one's like the highs are pretty good, but the lows are horrible. This
Well, like
episode.
it takes so long to get going, just like the last one, it was like
Yeah.
2 to 3 minutes of like, what is happening?
Yeah.
Truly just nothing going on, and then you start getting some of the jokes, and they're good, and then I mean, like that bit's really good. The Hitler one's weird, and then
The paper
I don't know.
airplane I liked when he's in the bath.
it's good.
The
I-
duck.
I found it to be like a horror when like Squidward like paints over his bowl of fruit and it's him with the paper. That was horrifying. The psychological horror.
It's like a Velvet Buzzsaw. I ever saw that, where the painting comes alive and kills people. Yeah, pretty good. Got Jake Gyllenhaal in it, and he's acting his butt off. He's doing an art critic, so it's just like Danny DeVito's art critic, except that it's Jake Gyllenhaal being serious. So
So
Yeah.
basically the same performance. I got you.
yeah, the exact same performance, but not played for comedy. Well, it is very funny still, and I think he does understand that. But like, obviously, it's Jake Gyllenhaal, so he's just a better actor.
It's just hot.
No offense.
Whoa,
No
whoa.
offense to
there.
Danny
Hang
DeVito.
on.
They're not comparable though.
They are. Danny DeVito's better.
Have
Yeah.
you seen Twins?
No,
Yeah.
I've never seen Twins or
Well, then
Watched Florida
what are we even
Cuckoo's
talking
Nest.
about?
See
You gotta
Matilda.
watch it.
I've seen Matilda. He directed that movie actually.
It's pretty good.
And yeah, and really helped the child actress for Matilda a lot too.
Yeah,
Pretty
he
cool
like
dude.
helped her out a lot with that. Yeah.
Back to SpongeBob.
So yeah, the paper airplane bit when he throws it around, Squidward's taking a bath, and the paper airplane like is going around while SpongeBob's making the sound effects, and then he makes the machine gun sound effects, which sinks the rubber ducky in the tub. I enjoyed that part.
That's what I do with my little Star Wars toy beside me.
I thought you were going to talk about something else in the bath that would be little.
Aw.
His nipples? Question mark?
Yeah, his nipples, because it's cold, because they're not under the water. You know, you can't get all of
Okay.
it under. Yeah, that's my
Noah,
problem.
do you
I'm
have
too
small
tall,
nipples?
so I can't get all of it
Um,
underneath the bathtub at the same time. I have to slide.
Let's see. Subscribe to our Patreon to see my nipples. No, I got big nipples. I got pepperoni nipples.
Okay.
That's alright.
Oh my.
Well, there you go. You just have to imagine it because there's no camera. So.
Yeah.
Um,
Actually, never mind.
I like Squidward trying to entertain himself and show SpongeBob that it's more fun not to play with a piece of paper with the dummy that he has of himself, where he sets up his own joke. He says, "What's gray and ugly and has 6 arms?" And the puppet says, "I don't know. Have you looked in the mirror recently?" And Squidward didn't expect that answer. He goes, "Wait, what? Huh? Huh?" I like that part. That was good.
That's good.
And then he tries to play his instrument, and he does like all the notes like pour out of it, and they're wrong, so they're just like smacking on the ground and piling up. And SpongeBob says, "All those wrong notes you played made it more original." And then he uses the piece of paper to play the right notes, and then throws some sick jazz into it, and you see all those notes appear in the background. Honestly, this episode had some really good like things that I think are more thought out, like in later episodes. So I feel like it's
I'm
like
currently playing in A minor.
testing the waters kind of thing for some stuff.
Yeah, yeah.
It definitely felt. And then, like again, I know we talk about this a lot for the season, but also a lot of it felt cheap. Obviously.
I mean, you churn out a Valentine's Day episode so you can get your episode count up and
Yeah.
get syndicated.
Well, I'm saying it's like
you know.
it's expected and everything, but like it's still there. It's still present.
Yeah, I didn't really notice that shit is good though. At the time, it was
Definitely
fine.
not. Especially when everything just didn't look as good as it does now.
Yeah.
Too.
I don't know exactly when Rugrats started, but like the fact that this is still going is like just a testament that doesn't matter at all. Even like bad writing doesn't matter because there's like 5 or 6 seasons straight that like no one talks about of SpongeBob. Where there's like maybe 1 or 2 episodes where you're like, oh yeah, that was good, and you're like, oh, that came out that late. But like it's just been going for so long, you know?
That is true. It's been going for a very long time, and it's still active, right?
Yeah,
I
I mean,
think
they still
they're
come
still
out.
making.
They have the
Yeah,
spinoffs.
they're trying to do like Patrick and Sandy shows and stuff.
Oh no!
Kind
The
of
I think they did
Coral
a Sandy
thing.
show.
I think
really striking the iron while it's hot, huh?
there was another movie, right? There was like, are there 3 movies or just
Yeah,
2?
they-
I think this
Keep
is 2.
giving
Oh no, there's
more.
a third one. There's a third one that had like Keanu in it, or
Yeah,
the cameo
yeah.
of him.
Yeah, and it was like weird, like claymation / CGI mix.
I never watched it. I barely even
neither.
saw trailers for it.
So anyway, back to what we
Yeah,
were talking
the
about.
first
Yeah, this show,
SpongeBob
like, it
movie
doesn't
was
matter if
great.
it's cheap or not. Like, they just churn them out. And kids
Yeah.
eat that shit up.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, I mean, like I say that, but like I definitely don't have many memories of this episode. Like maybe one time, like maybe I caught it on Valentine's Day one year, but I don't really
I do
remember this
remember
episode.
the chocolate episode.
I remember
Yeah,
bits
I
of
don't
it.
What?
Everyone remembers
Or
that.
the-
I remember
chocolate.
it.
I thought you meant like
No,
a
I meant the
balloon.
Valentine's Day episode. I don't remember
okay.
the paper one though. Paper
Nah,
one's
like
weird.
bits of the Valentine's, but yeah, 100% don't remember paper.
How do you
How do you do that?
How do you do that?
So let's go ahead and give our reviews and favorite bits, and then we'll close it out. Do you want the IMDb rating now or later?
Sure.
All right. He answered sure to a question when I asked 2 different answers. So 8.4 out of 10 is IMDb.
Hmm.
That's too high.
Yeah,
I'm
people
not
are being
going to
nice.
spoil anything for you guys, but like I mean, pretty much that's how all of these ratings are for the SpongeBob episodes.
Yeah.
Like none of them are low.
Yeah.
So who wants to go first?
I'll go ahead and go. The first episode, Valentine's Day episode, I wasn't really a fan. There were a few moments that made me exhale through my nostrils and like laugh a little bit. Like Patrick going crazy and going, "I defy you, Heartman." But yeah, and the second part, I enjoyed it more than the first one for sure. My favorite part probably of the entire episode. I mean,
Defy You, Heartman.
Defy You, Heartman. That's just too good not to say
I
it's your favorite
defy
one.
you, Heartman.
So good. But yeah, as a whole, I'd probably give the episode 3 Spongies out of 5. It was alright. Not the best.
Yeah, I can give you the exact same review. I'll give it 6 chocolate eating scallops out of 10. Just Defy You Heartman, funny moment. How do you do that? Funny moment. There's like 4 or 5 really funny moments, but generally kind of boring episode. It's still SpongeBob though. Like I enjoy this more than the average episode of any other animated children's show from 20 years ago. So
Yeah, and I'm gonna be kind of harsh on this one. I give it a 4 out of 10. Favorite moment. Favorite moment. Hey, how do you do that? I love it. It's not very funny out of context, but yeah, not more to say.
So weird. Yeah, I liked Patrick's rampage. That was probably my favorite part. The I Defy You Heartman is definitely up there, but yeah, him going on a rampage, and then the fucking microphone. Beware of the pink starfish.
What type of pink starfish?
Chubby.
chocolate.
Oh yeah, also the part where like the camera's on Patrick and he turns around and he's like turns into a monster.
After he
Yeah,
eats
I like
the
when he
lollipop.
charges the fucking camera. This is gonna be my lowest rating so far. I'm gonna give it a probably like a 5.6 out of 10.
It's pretty fair.
Ooh.
It made me laugh a lot, but it's still kind of, I don't know,
It's hard
very
to
out of
track
place
through.
for SpongeBob. The Valentine's Day one's fine. That one's like the paper one. It's weird.
Had a few highs but many lows.
So high, dude.
4.8.
Um, I enjoyed this episode, having not remembered any bit of it. I don't know if I've ever even seen it, to be honest. But the parts that were bad were really bad. You guys are right. So I can't give it too high of a rating. I'm going to tell you my favorite part was probably Animal Instinct Patrick going nuts. But I did really like the line of him looking through the microscope saying, "This paramecium?" Because there was a lot of build up to it. Like, he didn't say it immediately. Like, it like showed it and then backed off, and you saw him like look up at SpongeBob and stare at him for a second and then say, "This paramecium?"
Enjoy the moments where Patrick, he's usually always stupid, but he has the occasional moment where he says something not stupid. I'm like, there you go, Patrick.
It's like he's given a script to read, right?
I know, it's crazy.
Let's see. This one gets 5.2 work emails out of 10. So
Damn.
Send to
I
spam.
hope this finds you well, is what the title of the email is. And then, and then they ask you a question they've already asked you before. And you laugh at it, but then you're like, I've seen this. So
Sincerely.
Sincerely, me.
And there we have reached the end of our review of SpongeBob Season 1, Episode 15? 16?
16.
16. Oh my gosh. Valentine's Day of the paper. So,
Hi.
is there anything else you guys would like to add?
Excuse me. Oh god, Tom. He's gonna explode!
I
Hurry.
don't have anything.
Okay, thank God.
All right, perfect. So with that, we're gonna call it. We'll see you next time.
Bling, 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 bling.